何してやがる。てめえまで死ぬ。
あなたも私の国民でしょ。プライド、ステイル。
Just so you know, I love the Heretical Last Boss Queen, but when it comes to this episode or even last episode, there's only real one issue that I have, and that is a little bit of how long-winded or how stretched out things are. In specific with the episode that I just got done watching, I will admit I did like it. I do like the salvation of Val. I do think that if this show was immediately like greenlit for a core 2 or a season 2 coming in winter or coming, you know, next year in 2024 or something, if it was a season 2 kind of on the horizon, essentially, I think what they're doing here completely makes sense. But in the context of we have one episode left to really wrap up the potential of a season that we may only ever get this season, that's where I begin to have a little issue with. And you kind of have to sympathize with me on that. The fact is this episode, we got the backstory of Val and how he met Sephic and whatever the hell the other girl's name is. Sephic and we start with a K or whatever. But we got that backstory this episode. And although, again, I don't have an issue with it, and I think the backstory was done pretty well, and it did provide good context to Val, how he really saw the children and how they just kind of like not bullied their way into his life, but definitely bulldozed their way into his life. And you kind of have to commend that a little bit of like their tenacity really is what made them a family with Val, and for him to really consider them kind of like his kids essentially. And it was heartwarming and it was touching and it was really good. But it's really good on like episode 7 or episode 8. You know what I mean? Something in the middle-ish. It's not that good when you know that I have one episode left of a show. And that's where my issue comes in. Overall, though, you know, if I move that aside and let's just say, hey, we had 10 more episodes, I'll grade it on that. I think this episode was fantastic. Again, it was heartwarming and heart-wrenching. And we got to see basically Val at the end of his road. He essentially decided, or at least made the decision of making the ultimate sacrifice in kind of like giving up his life for these 2 kids, right? And, you know, that is something that's truly commendable. And that kind of shows you, maybe he never verbalized it, but that action shows you the abundant extent of his love. And you have to really appreciate that. Now, ultimately, I did think that Pride was just gonna jump off and go bah, 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 and save him, and that's not, it wasn't as cool, but she did jump and she did save him, and thankfully she has conditioned our boy Stale to be on command of a what do you call it, of a whistle. I don't know, I couldn't remember whistle, but be on command of a whistle, and thankfully he was able to wake up and still save him, even though he was like, yo, bro is knocked out. So, you know, thankfully they got a little bit of the anime flavor, the fantasy flavor mixed in there, you know, to make it believable, I guess. But definitely, you know, really appreciated that she was able to save him. And then with Sephic, you know, not only did she find 2 very capable, you know, siblings and 2 very capable people that could, again, further her empire, as she's kind of been building out and having all these puzzle pieces being put together to be like a really formidable country and country, and really be formidable, you know, with saving the past captain of the knights, and now with Stale and with Arthur on her side, and now with Sephic and with this girl and with Val. Like, she's have like a powerhouse of people, especially as they get older, and especially finding out that Sephic's power is to increase others' power. Like, that's pretty incredible. So just think of, like, you know, Gil's power to manipulate age and stuff like that. Like, that gets multiplied with touching this kid. The power that Arthur has to heal, that means he could probably cast a widespread range of healing across a vast plane or something with Sephic being there. We think about Stale and his ability to instant transmission, essentially. Well, he has limitations to it, but those limitations kind of get lifted with touching Sephic. And the list goes on and on and on with ability users. So I just think that's really, really awesome. So overall, I really like the episode. The Debbie Downer, the thing that brings me down here is the fact that knowing I only have one episode left of potentially the only season, because that's always the potential with these kinds of shows that could be one hitter quitters, you know. So hopefully next episode we got a preview of Val kissing Pride's feet and stuff, you know, another scenario that's happened before we're getting again. Same thing kind of happened with Gil before, of them, you know, going a little far with the feet fetish stuff. But hey, it's a time period thing, so you got to appreciate it. But that's really all that seems to be happening in this episode. So hopefully something meaty happens, especially after introducing us to antagonistic type characters on episode 11 as well too. So anyways, those are all my thoughts. Let me know what you guys are. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. You know, put Dom Stutters or something, you know, whatever. But anyways, peace out, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.